Welcome back to the Mowing in the Dark podcast and the Lansing Lawn Service YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in to another YouTube Mowing in the Dark podcast thingy. Hey! Winning! Okay. Sorry guys, that was a little awkward. Didn't know what to say there. So I just, made something up that came to my brain. And it was terrible. So, welcome back to the Mowing in the Dark podcast, guys. I am out here again on the back porch studio. As you can see behind me if you're watching on YouTube, I turned directions so you're not looking at my ugly white house wall. Now you get to see behind me the garden, the rest of the deck, things like that. So, enjoy the view. It is super windy out this afternoon. There's a lot of big puffy clouds going overhead. It's just, it's really windy. So this could be an interesting episode dealing with the weather here outside. I've got the microphone little cover thing with all the little Harrys coming out to disperse the wind and things like that. But you might still hear some wind noise because it is gusting a little bit. Hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Also, the sun is like right in my face. That's why I'm squinting, so I apologize. I'd rather squint than wear sunglasses. So, because I want you guys to be able to see my eyes, and I want to see your eyes through the camera. You get it. You understand. All right, guys. Today, I have an update for you on the repairs that are going on the Toro MultiForce. As I said in the last podcast, I've been having some deck issues with the Toro MultiForce cutting deck. There was no real tension in the belt on the deck, so the blades weren't spinning at the right RPM. It was just a mess. And so, what happened is I got a call today for an estimate of repair on that machine. John originally told me that it was under warranty. I was like, I don't think so, man. I bought this in 2016. I don't think this is under warranty. Turns out it's not. That's fine. I didn't expect it to be. So they ordered a few parts. They ordered the new deck stabilizer, which is really cool. It's totally new. The new ones, the 2022s, have a totally different deck stabilizer. And so it looks way different. It's much better. I've seen it. I saw it when I went to the dealer the other day. It's got bushings and all that good stuff. It's really solid. It's a good thing. Then they also noticed that, and this is what I found as well, just trying to get my own tensioner pulley assembly to work, that it was seized and it was not flexing at all, which I already knew because I hit it with a hammer and it didn't move. So I already knew that it was seized up. I just didn't know how to fix it. So they have another one of those coming. Hopefully it will be repaired in the next day or two. The kicker is it's going to cost me around $500 to get these repairs done. Now, I probably could have done the repairs myself. However, they already have the mower. They already have it inside. I'm just going to let them do it. I'm going to focus on making money and content. They can focus on working on the machine. It is what it is. $500 is a lot better than $13,000 for a brand new machine. So what I want to say, this is not the podcast, but what I want to say is, do some homework, take your mower to the dealer. If you're having breakdown after breakdown after breakdown, yeah, maybe it's time to sell your machine. But if you run into an issue like I did, where something just isn't working right, don't think like me. Don't think, oh, I'm going to have to get a new machine. Take it to your dealer, let them assess it, find out what's wrong with it, and get it fixed. It's way cheaper. You're going to be way happier in the long run with spending a little bit of money instead of a lot of a bit of money. So that's my advice to you, especially you young guys. I have done this before, and it was so stupid, where something went wrong with, like, let's say a Toro Time Master, and like a belt broke or one of those little, I want to call it a bushing, but it's not a bushing. If you've seen a Toro Time Master, you know what it is. It's one of those little gold things that sits in there and helps the blade spin, whatever. One of those broke off. Bearing, it's a bearing. And it happens a lot. I mean, not a lot, but it does happen. You can buy them online for cheap, $20 for 2 or something like that. Super cheap, and they're easy to replace. Instead of doing that, I was like, all right, I'm going to use this one for parts and I'm going to go buy a new one. Just stupid things like that. You know, you really have to slow down and assess your thought process and realize that you're gonna have to get this machine fixed. You don't need a new machine. All right, so that's what I used to do. It was very stupid, just immaturity, you know. So do what I do now, not what I did back then, okay? Today, I want to talk to you guys about continuing to dream. This is something that I'm a dreamer by nature, so I dream all the time. One of my dreams is to pack up my family and RV around the country for 6 months. That's one of my dreams, or for a year, or for 5 years, or whatever. It's just something I want to do. Another one of my dreams is I'd love to have a homestead. Two very opposing dreams, you know what I'm saying? And it's a little weird, it is, but I dream all the time. I almost can't help it. I have to dream a little bit. And so it just is what it is. Sorry guys if there's a little wind noise on the video or something, or in the podcast. I can't control it. I'm outside on the back porch studio. It's really breezy right now. The trees overhead, I mean, look at this. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Craziness. It is what it is. Okay, so that's not going to go in the podcast, by the way. So, continue to dream. Don't lose that dreamerness that you used to have. See, when we all started our businesses, we had a dream of owning our own business, running our own operation, doing our own thing, being our own boss. We were dreaming about all the things that we could do in this industry. And as you go on in years, like I'm in year 8, so it's a slog right now. It's hot, it's dry, it's old hat, you know, it's old hat. And it's just blah, you know, it's not anything that is exciting anymore to me. But it makes me money, so I continue to do it. But if you don't continue to dream, if you don't continually have those dreams and strive for something new, a new dream, your life is going to become stagnant. And I really encourage you guys to continue to dream maybe about a different business that you could do. I have in my head that I'd love to get into firewood and selling firewood. I don't know why. I'm not this heights kind of person where I want to go cut down trees, but I'm thinking, you know what? I'll order a truckload of firewood, bundle it up myself, and sell it and make a profit that way. I could do that. You know, that's something I could do. That's just something that's in the back of my mind. I think about it every once in a while, and it's like, oh yeah, I could probably do that. I don't have the property for that. I don't have any land for that to have, you know, another company come and dump firewood so that I can package it up. I don't have that space right now, but it's always in the back of my mind that if we get a new property of say 2, 3, 4, 5 acres, then I could do that and do that as a side business to the business I already have, and it's still under the green industry umbrella. Other things like I talked about, I want to RV. I want to take my family. I want to go to Washington, D.C. in an RV, and I want to see all the Smithsonian Institute things. I want to see all of the museums that are out there. I want to take my kids to those because I saw those as a kid. I went to Washington, D.C. a couple of times as a kid, and it was awesome. It's just great to see all that history in a small space like that. My boys love museums. That is something that I want to do in the near future. Unfortunately, my work doesn't allow me to take a long enough trip to make it worth it to drive 11 hours to Washington, D.C. from Michigan, see all that I want to see, and then come back home. That would be a 2-week trip for us because we would want to take our time going out there, and we would want to take our time coming back, 3 days, let's say, going out and then another 3 days coming back. So then we would have a week in Washington, D.C. where we could see all the museums, we could take it in, we could see all the sites. It would just be awesome because I want my boys to see that. And it just puts history into a whole new perspective that you don't get out of books. And so that's something I really want to do. But again, my industry, my job, my business doesn't allow me to get away for that long yet. If I want to bring on employees, then I could do that. Or if I wanted to take 2 weeks in November, which is sketchy for Michigan because we could get a foot of snow in November, and snow removal is part of my business. So I kind of have to be here. But I would also want to take my RV and my family to Washington, D.C. to see all of the monuments, all of the museums. It's just something I want to do. But I continually think about those things because I'm continually dreaming, and I'm slowly planning in my mind how I'm going to make this dream happen. Because there's so many things, so much that goes into planning something like that. I'm not at the point where I can plan that yet. But I'm still thinking about the process on how I could get there. So I'm thinking about all the steps that I need to do in order to get to that trip. You see what I'm saying? So you've got to keep dreaming, but realistically dreaming. And then you got to have really big dreams, like for your business or for a new business or whatever. You can have really big dreams for that because that's kind of everyday life. My dreams are smaller. Some are smaller, some are bigger. But it's all relevant to keeping yourself sane as you're out there working day to day in and out of your lawn care business. It's a grind out here, especially in the hot, dry summer months. You get tired, you get exhausted, you could get heat exhaustion, everything. It's tiring, it's boring. You can only listen to so many podcasts, you can only listen to so much talk radio, you can only listen to so much music. Out here 8 hours a day or more. And we're just grinding away. You've got to keep those dreams in your mind. And you've got to talk to someone about them. Like, I don't do it all the time because it kind of raises my wife's anxiety a little bit. But every once in a while, I will just throw out one of my dreams that I want to do. I want an RV for 3 months. I want an RV for 6 months. I want to do that. That's something I want to do, and just leave it at that. You don't have to go into all the details and all the steps and all the planning that you've been doing in your mind. You don't have to do that. You're going to make your wife anxious because she's not thinking, well, at least my wife's not thinking, yeah, I want to live my life in an RV for 6 months. That'd just be horrible to her because she's not thinking about the places you're going to go and see. She's thinking about, I'm going to have to live in an RV for 6 months, cramped in here with 2 kids, 3 kids really with me. What are we going to do with the cat? That's what she's going to think. Just share your dream of, hey, I want to do this, and leave it at that. Share your dream in that way. That's it. Don't go into details, nothing else, just that. And then keep just rolling it around in your brain, thinking about it and strategizing about it. How can I get here? How can I talk to my wife so I can slowly bring her on board? So I can slowly plant the vision in her mind that I see in my mind to be able to go out and do something like that. It might be dreaming about adding a new division in your business. And you might have a whole company of people. You might have managers and things like that. You have to share the dream of what you want to do, where you want to take this business. In other words, share the vision that you have for the business. And in that, you can eventually, yes, you want to do the big thing first, like, hey, I want to go into fertilization and weed control. You can just blurt that out there in a meeting. Okay, great. And leave it at that. But now you're strategizing, you're writing things down, you're preparing your company to start going into that. As the owner of the business, as the main head honcho, you can do that. Start planning, start bringing others into that dream. Hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is where I want to take this business. I want to do lawn mowing, and I want to do the whole weed control fertilization thing. I want to do those 2 things. Those are our main things. But right now we're just doing mowing. But in the next 6 to 12 months, I want to add a division that starts doing the weed control and fertilization. And now we are planning. Now we've got the team starting to plan and strategize. They have caught the vision that you have for this. You've talked about how much revenue you can make, how many more people you can hire and change their lives with a job here at your company. You can do all of that and just keep dreaming. If you lose that thing of dreaming, always dreaming about new things that you can do, you're eventually going to get stagnant, and you're going to just start losing all passion for this business and this industry. I've been there. I've gone through a month or 2 where I haven't thought about it, I haven't dreamed much about anything. It's just one foot in front of the other, like you're trudging through a vat of peanut butter, and it's getting harder and harder, and it's just miserable. It's miserable. But if you continue to dream, if you continue to look into things that you want to do, like RVing around the country, like starting a homestead, dream. You can do it. Just bring those things, keep those things in your mind, because that is going to continually refresh you and excite you. You're going to have a new excitement. You might not have the same excitement for mowing lawns that you did when you started, but having something else to think about and dream about on a daily basis will renew your vigor for going out and doing the work while you're dreaming. That is some valuable stuff right there. Do not quit dreaming, and don't give up on those dreams that you have. It might be 20 years down the road before I am able to take my family in an RV, and by then it'll be just me and my wife, but it doesn't matter. It might be 20 years before I can take that trip. But you know what? My kids will be grown. That will be even more relationally wonderful. My boys will be adults. We can look at these museums as adults and conversate as adults. that would be wonderful too. Yes, I want my kids to see those things now, but it would be awesome for them to see them then as well. Guys, don't forget to dream. Always be dreaming. Sometimes our wives find it annoying. Mine certainly does. So I've decided, just back up, share a little teeny tiny sliver of that dream so that she knows where your head's at. Guys, that's it for this episode. I hope this was helpful for you. I know I beat a dead horse on this one, but I'm serious, guys. It rejuvenates me, so I'm sure it can help rejuvenate you in this time where it's just the heat is beating down. Everything seems the same every week. Don't forget to dream. Guys, thanks for listening. Please head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to this podcast. Leave us a rating and review. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment down below. Share some of your dreams, some of your biggest dreams. I would love to hear them. I would love to communicate with you. That would be awesome. Share your dreams. I want to hear them. It might stress your wife out. It's not going to stress me out because I don't care what you do. So tell me. Get it off your chest. Get it out of your mind. Get it down on the computer screen. Let me be excited with you and for you. You need that. We all do. Guys, make sure you shoot this video a big thumbs up. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.